and welcome back to another episode of the Love is Healing podcast, a people's podcast where we bring in experts and lay people to talk about topics regarding complex trauma, addictions, and everything in between. Today we have a guest, Havi Kang. She's an LPCS, a CSAT-S, CPTT-S, and a CMAT, who's trauma-informed. She's a licensed professional counselor, or an LPC, who is passionate about helping and educating clients and therapists in healing trauma. She is licensed to provide psychotherapy in Arizona and telehealth services in Florida. Javi is also a trauma and resilience life coach at her business, Heal with Havi, Coaching and Consulting LLC, where she coaches clients one-on-one or in groups and provides supervision and consultation to other professionals in the field. Javi's specialties are intimacy and relationship issues, love addiction, attachment issues, and betrayal trauma. With artificial intelligence being so common, so mainstream these days, there are a lot of benefits. Many people are using it. There have been a lot of leaps and bounds in regard to healthcare and other fields. And at the same time, there are some drawbacks. What can you tell us today, Javi? And thank you for joining us again. What can you tell us about AI companions?
Yeah, so AI companions, I feel, are not as well known as the AI assisting tools that we are more familiar with. Like you got your chat GPT that's going to help you make a decision on something. It's going to build a recipe for you. Like those are all great. And I feel like everyone's a bit more aware of that and more open to that because it's super helpful, right? Now, on the other side of the AI universe is there's AI companions. So these are specific apps built to be a companion of some kind. Now, we can still use ChatGPT and it can become a companion. Absolutely, right? You can build it and, maybe over the course of time, it becomes like a friend to you. It becomes a shoulder to cry on in the middle of the night because it's super accessible. But on the other hand, over here, like I said, there are specific ones that are built just for this reason, where they could be a friend, it could be a mentor, it could even be a partner. It could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a partner of any kind. It then can develop into a marriage as well. So as you can imagine, that one is still coming out, is still not as normalized as the AI assisting tools are. So there's a lot of chatter about this one in particular, that people are specifically going to AI companion platforms or using ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whoever, as a companion. But people are out there specifically choosing this, intentionally choosing because maybe they've had a bad rap in human relationships. Why not try AI companions? Now, there's a lot of curiosity around that, and some people are curious and like, cool, this is interesting, this is fun. But I think there is some challenges with it because we're human, because we're social beings, we require another person in order to exercise our attachment system, to exercise our social skills. That is a big chunk that is missing with AI companion relationships. AI companions are specifically designed to be what we call sycophantic, meaning that they're going to be super agreeable. They're going to be overly validating. They're going to just be like, yeah, you're phenomenal. You've done nothing wrong in this situation. It is them. They did something wrong or whatever it is, right? Now that's nice, but it's troublesome at the same time because what happens when you're getting that kind of a response throughout the whole day, throughout the whole week, throughout the whole month? And it feels good, right? As the person receiving that, again, that's that validation. That's that esteem that something else or someone else can provide us. But as we've talked about in the love addiction episode, was the dependency problem. the lack of knowing who you are in relationship, that continues to get sacrificed though in an AI companionship. It's not gonna, I mean, again, you can tune your AI companion to be a specific way. But I don't know if a lot of people are doing that because they kind of like the sycophantic, sentient response that they're getting out of the AI companion. It's like, well, why? Why would I? I like this. This is working for me. Now, I will say too, AI companions are kind of targeting a few different populations. They've done a lot of research on this. Who is using the AI companions? How much are you using it? There's data on that already. And right now, the data is showing that the young adult population is the most vulnerable. And that's likely because, number one, they've grown up with a phone or the internet being so accessible to them. They have access to ChatGPT and those kinds of resources at school. They're using it, right? Or for school, not even just at school, but for school. And they're not old enough yet, or their brains are not developed enough yet to really understand some of these social dynamics and the attachment system expression at that age. They haven't gone through enough life to really know or to have that discrepancy between, okay, this is just something that an AI companion is telling me versus what I would experience in real life. So that I would say if you've got kids and you're, they're using AI, just check on your kids. Check on what they're doing on AI. There are unfortunately a lot of stories of young adults committing suicide because they want to be with their AI companion. It's super sad, but I think this is a very serious thing, and that's why my passion for this is also growing. As not only clinicians and coaches, we need to be aware of this, and we need to be bringing this into our rooms with our clients, but also for you guys listening, and those of you who have families and kids, be aware. This is happening. Kids are talking about it at school. It's on the playground, it's on the sports fields, it's happening. So be mindful of it. Um, the other population is like the older population, where maybe they've dated a bunch and they can't find the right person. And so they're going to build their own AI companion and they're content with that, right? So I would just say, just be cautious. If you're using an AI companion, just be cautious. Um, set it to as much as a human as it can be. It is not a human whatsoever, right? But just be mindful in your use with it. Really check your dependency on it and really assess your values if this is the type of relationship that you had envisioned yourself with. There are a lot of humans out there. There are a lot of humans who are doing the work, that are willing to work, who are willing to make an effort to be in a relationship. But it takes effort to find them. To find them, totally get that. But yeah, I would just say, just really check yourself and how this is impacting you if you are using AI companions.
100%. And something that's salient to me from what you shared is, I mean, I'm not, I don't use AI, right? I'll say that for reasons. I like my choice and I'd rather not depend on things if I don't have to. And that's okay if you use it. For the audience, I'm not against it. I mean, everybody gets to make their own choices. I'll say, from what I'm hearing you say, Javi, is that whoever these creators are of these AI platforms, they are preying on the vulnerable, those
Essentially.
that are those that are disconnected,
Mhm.
right? And so I think that's unfortunate because I don't think that's fair. I don't think people are able to give full informed consent at this point in time into what it would entail, what the implications would be of having an AR partnership, companionship of any kind. So from a social justice perspective, that's where my mind goes.
Yeah, there's no guardrails, there's no laws, there's no policies on any of this. They're getting sued a lot and they're making changes, but it's not on the high level that we need it at to make this what it could like if it could be a really good thing. It's just not there yet. And there's no long-term research, outcome research studies yet. So we don't really know how this is going to impact us as humans. It's being developed, but we haven't been using it long enough to really know the effects of this.
Yeah. And the bit that I do know about AI companions is the sexual component of things, right? There are companions out there. You can make them look however you want them to look. They have the right proportions. They dress in a certain way. They respond to you in a certain type of way. They're able to go along with your arousal templates. And again, we do have episode, I can't remember, I think it's episode 12 on sex addiction. So if you want more background on that, and then we have the episode 14 that's going to be on the love addiction. That's going to be up. And so we're going to talk about these dynamics there. I'll say it just seems so risky given everything that I know about pornography addiction as it is. There's this wiring that we already have to be sexual beings because we procreate. Yes. And then we throw in all these flashy, glittery things that are artificial that feed into the sexual component, which is what you get when you have pornography. But then to have someone or something, some being, some relationship with something who I can control fully and I can exploit and has to do whatever I want. What does that do to the psyche? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that the populations that we work with, so I think the addiction population in general is going to be vulnerable to AI companions. If I narrow that down even more, I would say the populations that you and I treat, which is this compulsive sexual behavior, love addiction, betrayal trauma, are even more vulnerable. There's no research on this. This is just my perception here. This is my projection here that because the populations that we work with is based off of the intimacy disorders, the relational issues that those clients are going to be the most vulnerable to AI companions. And like you said, the sexual component, they can make porn out of this too now. So if there's compulsive sexual behaviors going on, if there's a porn addiction going on, there's already intimacy issues going on. These AI companions feed all of that. And I'll say too, these AI companions are being used not just by single people, they're being used by people in healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships where the partner knows about them, or sometimes the partner doesn't know about them. Sometimes the partner's okay with it, sometimes the partner's not okay with it. But it's kind of like an open relationship in a way. You're inviting something, in this case, into the relationship as a like another intimate relationship. Usually the part of that, isn't engaging with the AI, isn't brought into that relationship either, right? It's usually like one partner has a relationship with the AI, and then they have another relationship with their human partner. But again, sometimes it is, maybe they're all engaging. So I think, just like we've had to understand the variations of like open relationships, monogamy, polyamory, all of that. This now needs to get included into the variety of relationships that are out there. Again, there is studies that are being done on this, but again, the long-term outcome studies are not here yet. But it's something to be mindful of, that some people are okay with it, some people are not. Esther Perel, who is a pretty well-known couples therapist, on her podcast, she talked about having her first couple session with an AI companion and a human. So again, as therapists and coaches, this may be knocking on your door very, very soon. So again, now my little soapbox that I'm standing on is like, as clinicians, we need to understand this. I am guilty of wanting to push that away, of like, I don't have time to do the research on that yet. I don't have like, my clients don't use it. It's not going to come to my office. But with the research that I've been doing, I've had to force myself to change my bias that No, it's happening. Your client is likely using AI assisting tools in some way. And for us as clinicians to be very aware of when that crosses the line into now they're making their AI into a sentient being. Once they start referring to ChatGPT as a he, she, or they, or as a friend, that should perk your ears up as a clinician. That should, you should definitely look into that. And again, assess is there dependency? How often are you using it? Um, a lot of people are now developing a lot of assessments and questionnaires about this for clinicians, including myself. And it should be in your intake paperwork at this point. Like it should be you should be asking your clients about this. Or, if you're the client and you're listening right now, bring this up to your therapist, bring it up to your coach or your sponsor. How is this showing up in your life? Are you worried that you're going to become dependent on it? I feel like a lot of people are still on the like, it's great, it's super helpful side of things. Um, I feel like there hasn't been enough time for, I mean, there's dependency still there. Like there's a lot of people who are struggling with this and who are like in recovery from their AI companions and AI. That's also another avenue that's becoming explored and opened up is AI addiction. Again, it's not, a real clinical term just yet, but I think there's a lot coming. There's a lot knocking on our door as clinicians and clients.
100%.
Mhm.
And as it is, addictions pull us away from our loved ones, from our lives, from our bodies. And then pornography specifically also does. And then again, just the ability to customize and to personalize and to personify something that we're addicted to. I mean, that's just, I can just imagine how the dopamine is going haywire inside of the brain.
100%. And again, the other thing is this is available 24/7, 365.
Yes.
When that's why the dependency is such a big component right now is if you're on your AI companion or your AI assisting tool, like most hours of the day, you should be concerned that there could be a dependency that's developing. Um, Especially if you're using it in the middle of the night when you can't reach out to a good friend. Are you going to go to ChatGPT or are you going to go to an AI companion? And like, I get it, like, it's going to be helpful in the moment, but like, please also still reach out to that friend.
Yes.
Please also still book that therapy session.
A couple of things come to mind on the critiquing end of things. One is conspiracy theorists would say that if something's free, you're the product. So I think just keeping that in mind. And it doesn't mean that you have to agree with that. It's just like reflecting on, if these things are offered to me for free, who's gaining from providing this to me?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Especially with like the scamming culture and like the data that is being pulled and and then yeah, just a tip, please don't share personal private information with your AI assisting tool and your AI companion. Again, yeah, we don't know where this data is going.
We don't.
We have no clue yet. Like I said, there's no laws, there's no policies, there's no guardrails on a lot of this. So just please use it judiciously.
Absolutely. Any final words?
Yeah, I think just if you are using it or you're curious, like sure, be curious, like understand what it is so you know for yourself, you know for your loved ones what it is. But if that dependency is there already, if you are concerned about this, if you're young and you're like, yeah, I really have never had a real human relationship, like a romantic relationship, please bring this up to get a therapist, get a coach, talk to a sponsor, get a really good friend. Because again, that human attachment system needs to be exercised. It needs to be expressed. That's where we as humans grow. The thing with the AI, it's not gonna traumatize you, right? It's not gonna create any attachment wounds, which is which could sound phenomenal, right? To someone who's like been traumatized and has tons of attachment wounds. But what is that really doing to our nervous system? What is that really doing to our brain and our ability to be a social being anymore? Like
Yes.
we as humans are designed to be this way. So just remember that. We're designed and we're wired to be social beings. We need to exercise that as much as possible, even if it's difficult.
100%. If you'd like to find her, she's at healwithhavi.com. Her handle on Instagram is at healxhavi. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.